Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. I'm Ben, and you know Loki. It's been a busy week, and just wanted to give you some updates here. If you can hear in the background, we picked up our guineas. We have three, two females and a male, and they are adjusting to the new enclosure that we built in the barn back there. We will give them a couple more days, and then we'll let one out. They can roam around, but then with their partners back in the cage, they will hopefully come back in the evening, and then we'll just kind of rotate through. Had a lot of rain one day, so kind of set back doing some yard work and cleaning up, because yesterday we had our friends Billy and Michelle over from Permapasturist Farm, and we checked things out and had some dinner and just enjoyed and relaxed. No work, just hanging out, which is really good for the soul, good for the heart. It's good to just take some downtime and enjoy friends. Seem to have gotten over the poison ivy. It actually got bad enough that I wound up with a fever from it, and once I broke that fever, next day the itching was pretty much gone. So thankfully that's over with, and now that I can identify it, I see I have it up by my bees. So we will get out the weed torch, and yes, I know not to breathe any fumes from it. But we also don't want to use any chemical sprays, so we will not do that, and hopefully the torch will take care of it. The horses will be moving on to our neighbor's property, so the upper pasture will probably try to do another round of brush hogging and get some of the that rose that's starting to reemerge, get that knocked down. What else do we have going on, Loki? Always ball. There he goes. Today we'll be planting some of the garden, hopefully a lot of the garden, now that the night temperatures are not going to be down in the 30s. We've had to cover up our plants. We've had them outside trying to get them adjusted to being outside. They've been in the shop under the grow lights, and they were getting pretty tall. Denise went through and had to repot a bunch of them because it was just too cold to put them in the ground yet. So those will go in. The potatoes are starting to sprout. We'll get those in. Picked up another big load of double ground mulch. I'm telling you, that is the best deal. $40 for a truckload. And then this guy packed it. It was even with the top of the cab of the truck. And that stuff goes a long way. And we're hoping it creates some really good rich soil. We've got all the cardboard down, starting to get the fencing up, and what else is new? Baby lamb is doing very well, and we're moving on down the line there, getting that grass eaten down in the lower area. Denise went through yesterday and mowed behind where the sheep were, because there's some of the stuff they're not eating, but mowing also spreads the poop out, and that area is looking really, really good, where the sheep have already been through. Chickens are starting to roam through there and peck through and, eat the bugs and hopefully fly larvae and things like that, so we don't have a influx of flies and bugs coming in soon. But the guineas will also help with that. I'm understanding that hopefully this week we will have our guinea keats. Now, they obviously won't be ready to go out in the yard for anytime soon anyway, so that's why we picked up these three, and immediately next day we got an egg, and another one yesterday, and I don't think I've seen one yet this morning, but we contacted the folks that we bought them from. Really nice people. They're just about 15 minutes from us here, and they were kind of surprised because they'd been waiting for these birds to lay eggs, and sure enough, the day after we get them here, we get an egg. And as if on cue, crawling on Loki is a tick. So, gotta get those guineas out there. Ugh, those things make me mad. It's one thing to pull them off of ourselves, but the fact that they're attacking my dogs really, really, really annoys me. I guess it was last Monday, well, a couple weeks ago, Denise found another contractor out here who completely sympathized with us and said, yeah, we understand it's really hard to get contractors out. The business side of it, they've got a ton of work. On the worker side of it, they can't get folks to work. They're paying good money and they just can't get people to show up. So, I can't blame the contractors, but what I can kind of beat on them about is they were going to come out Monday. And they spent an hour on the phone with Denise, and she told them what we were doing, and they said, hey, this is great. This is, our kind of job where we can maybe do some piecemeal work for you. Let us come out, check it out, and we'll see what we can work out. That was last Monday, and no call, no text, no nothing. Just par for the course out here, unfortunately. So our neighbor's son, Nathan, has done a lot of construction in the past, and so has Larry. But Nathan had come over once before, and he's on the road a lot for work. So he said if he was around more, he would be glad to help. I'm trying to hopefully have him come in and maybe give me a few more pointers, because clearly we are just going to have to do this ourselves. Yesterday Michelle and Billy were here. Denise walked Michelle through our floor plan. She loves it. She thinks it'll be great. Billy is going to help us set up a new electrical panel. We will definitely include you in that when we do it. But we've had electrical issues with the RV and the well, and everything's still running through that old knob and tube, so we've got to get something done. And Billy's like, hey, I've got an easy plan for us. It won't take long to set up a kind of a temporary panel. It'll be every bit as good as what we've got, or probably a lot better. But that way we can run the AC in the RV, because that's coming soon. But he'll get that set up as a temporary fix while we get the house renovated. Then he'll help us go in and do the electrical work. I don't know if you can hear the crows back here. There's got to be at least a dozen, but that's one of the aerial acrobatics we see around here. We've got some hawks, and about every other day we will see a hawk flying through and 2 or 3 crows dive bombing him. I've got some video footage of that. I'll try to include that here in just a moment. And something's got him worked up out there. So, some more exciting news. My mom and stepdad have decided they would like to be closer. In fact, closer enough that they want to buy, potentially an adjoining property to us. If we can't work out the details with the owners, there's nobody living in it now. So if we can't work out those details, we'll figure out a section here on the property where she can move. We'll get her set up, and mom's in a chair, so we definitely need to have some level area and get there's the hawk. Some level area and get a handicap access, probably a mobile home. There are some beautiful ones. In fact, when we were looking at floor plans for our house, we went down and looked at the mobile homes down here and down the hill, and you get inside of those and you can't even tell it's a modular home. I mean, these are beautiful homes. So that'll be exciting. I know she would love to escape the heat, and now that Grandma is no longer kind of anchoring her into Arizona, it will be great to have her close by, and I really look forward to that, and look forward to being able to help her. And I know it'll be good for her heart and for Jack and my stepdad, and I know he'll love being out here and just all the things to do, piddle around and tinker. It'll be good for both of them, and it'll be good for us to have them here. So, what else, Loki? What else have we got going on? Planted some more trees. Denise's apple trees, the Granny Smiths that she wanted. When the other apple trees came in, they weren't in the package, so we contacted the seller, and they're like, oh yeah, we didn't have any Granny Smiths to send out. would think you would want to let your clients know or stick something in the box with the other trees saying, sorry, we don't have any of these available. So we ordered those through the Arbor Day Foundation, and with that order, of course, we got a free red maple tree. And same problem with like the pine trees. I don't want to call it a problem, but the same thing with the pine trees. We had to be careful where we planted it. One, it's going to get big. We thought about putting it out here, actually behind me. You can't really see the pole, but kind of off the corner of the barn. It seemed like a good spot, and then as we looked, as that tree grows, it's going to wind up getting in the power pole and taking over part of the path down to the shop. And so we wound up planting it up way up on the hill, which will be beautiful because it'll be right there near the pine trees. So in the fall, when those leaves turn red and have the green pine trees behind them, should be really pretty. But so we got that, and we did order one more peach. And our area down below, where the sheep are right now, we're going to be putting the pond in. So we did not want to overcrowd the trees. You know, not only that, but we're going to need the area to do the pond and all that. So right up here along the path, we've got the older pear trees and the apple tree. So we put them on the other side of the little, not really a road, but the path up to the shop. So we actually have a tree-lined driveway, if you will. Those went in, and fortunately we were not recording because, you know, I pulled the Goldshaw Farms and I leaned back while I was putting the dirt around the roots, and my head hit the horse fencing. Man, I bit down hard on my teeth and knocked me on my butt. But, you know, it's all good, you know. Hard head. I hit everything with my head. Ask Mom. All right, so here's the tree-lined drive we were talking about. Pears on the right, going this direction. And there's two apple trees, and then a peach tree just beyond that. Right there. So someday, hopefully this will be a pretty little tree-lined drive. Another project we've been working on. We're down here by the orchard, and to the right you can see the barbed wire fence from the side over there down to our neighbor's house. About that far had four lines, and then from there it's been 2. That's Ramsey there. So working my way up, got 4 lines to about here. Yes, I know it needs to be stretched, but we're going to finish out the barbed wire fence here, and then we'll be able to go straight across here. So this whole lower area will be fenced in with 4 lines of barbed wire, and we'll do 2 lines of electric fence, and you know, possibly 3, but I think 2 should be sufficient with the four lines of barbed wire. Working on that. There's the baby. He is doing so good. Update on the chicks. The barred rock chicks that we have in the shop, they have outgrown the brooder. We have got to move them. We set up the little area not a little area, but a big area for mama lamb and her baby. We had set that up, but they did not want to leave the rest of their herd, which is fine. So we lined that area with chicken wire, and we're going to put the babies in the baby chicks in there. They're a good size, but we're not sure they're big enough to go in with the bigger birds. Plus, with 2 roosters in there, and well, that would leave us 11 female barred rock and 2 of the black australope. I think I said that right. We want to build a couple of chicken tractors, not huge, nothing like we built for the sheep, but something smaller that we can run them along and keep them in a targeted area, especially behind those sheep. Yeah, the other chickens are good. You know, they do their free ranging, but you know, we'd like to have something right up behind those sheep. So we'll get that built. Yeah, add one more project to the list, but that should be quick. We'll just use the sheep tractor miniaturized instead of on steroids kind of thing. We'll use that as a template, but we'll get those moved out. Then the Keats, guinea Keats, can go back in that brooder area until they're bigger, and then So I guess it's on to finishing getting the mulch out of the truck this morning. And then a little bit later, we'll start planting the garden. And there's our guineas in their little pen. And our little chickies just got moved out of the brooder and into the big pen. They seem to be doing good. We will put a heat lamp in here for tonight, but I don't know that they're really gonna need it. I think our cold nights are finally over. You can't see it, but there is chicken wire around this, so they can't dig out or let anything in. Wanted to give you guys all an update, and we'll let you know we really do appreciate you. If you'd share the videos, that would be awesome. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Have a great day. Be good to each other. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye. Look, up here, up here. Hey, here. You get a kiss? You get a kiss? Say goodbye to everybody.